Hello students, hope you all are well and safe. Today I will continue with the chapter microorganisms, whatever topics are left. So now let's start. Now our next topic is preparation of antibiotics. What are antibiotics? Antibiotics are chemical substances which are produced by microorganisms such as fungi and bacteria, which kills or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. So simply what we can say, antibiotics are chemical substances which kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. Do you remember what these disease causing microorganisms known as? They are known as pathogens. Numerous antibiotics are there, but the first antibiotic was penicillin. The first antibiotic was penicillin, which was obtained by a fungus, Penicillium notatum. It is Penicillium notatum, and it is discovered by Alexander Fleming. Now, next is vaccine. I think you all have heard this word vaccine. Vaccine, what is vaccine? Vaccines are the substances used to produce immunity to disease in the living body. Now, what is immunity? Immunity is the ability of a body to resist a disease by natural or artificial means. Again, I'm repeating. What is immunity? It is the ability of the body to resist a disease by natural or artificial means. Now you can see one term is given there in the box, that is vaccination. What is vaccination? It is a method to produce immunity by injecting a vaccine in the body. When a vaccine is injected in the body, antibodies are developed in the body, in the blood, which help to provide immunity. Now, when a disease causing microbe enter your body will act in two ways. One way, we all know the white blood cells, uh, they always attack against the invaders. Invaders means which, like the disease causing microbes. And second way, some white blood cells produce antibodies to fight the invader. And antibodies surround the invader microbes and then eat it. You can see it is given a diagram. Again, I will repeat. See very carefully. First, some white blood cells reach the microbe and eat them directly, means they destroy them directly. But the second is some white blood cells produce antibodies which destroy these microbes. So that is how they create immunity. Now the next is food preservation. We all know now the summer season started. During summer season as well as during rainy season, always we have to be very careful to prevent the food from spoilage. So how we come to know that the food is spoiled, it is unfit for consumption? There are three main indicators that will tell us whether the food is good or bad for consumption. How? First of all, first thing, odor, the smell. Because if the food is spoiled, then will be a foul smell, a bad smell will come. Like anything is rotten. Rotten means sarna. And second, taste. If you will taste it, it will bad in taste, because if anything is spoiled, it taste always change. And the third one, color. Many food items, when they are spoiled, they change their color. Now we will come to, if These things are there. So how we can save our food, and the process by which spoilage of food by microorganism is prevented is called food preservation. Simply by saving, by preventing the food from spoilage is known as food preservation. Now there are different methods for the food preservation. Methods of food preservation helps us in two ways. First, it kills the microorganisms present in the food. And second, it stops them growing again. Again, I'm repeating. Methods of food preservation help to kill the microorganism which is present in the food, or it stops them from growing again. Now, there are different methods of food preservation. The simplest one, the most common, drying, dehydration. What is the meaning of dehydration? Removal of water from the food material is called dehydration. And with the help of drying, because there are many food items which are kept in the sunlight, for that whatever excess moisture is there, it can be removed, and this is known as sun drying. Means with the help of sun, the moisture is removed, and the removal of water from food material is called dehydration. Second is boiling. We all know, like daily you can see at your home, your mother is always boiling milk. Why? To kill the microorganisms which are present there and to preserve it for the whole day for consumption. The food items like milk and water are preserved by boiling, because boiling kills microorganisms. Then the third one is refrigeration and freezing. Third is refrigeration and freezing. Like in boiling, the high temperature is there, that's why the microorganism is killed. And in refrigeration and freezing, what happened? The food is kept in very low temperature, and here microbes does not kill, microbes will not does not kill there, but what will happen, the growing and multiplication of microbes will stop. Refrigeration and freezing do not kill microorganism or microbes, only they stop the growing and multiplying them. Now the next one is pasteurization. What is pasteurization? Mostly this method is used for the preservation of or preserving the milk. And this pasteurization is named after a scientist, Louis Pasteur, because he gave this method. So that's why this method is named after Louis Pasteur. Now, in this method, the milk is first heated at high temperature for 15 to 30 seconds, and then quickly it is cooled. Now, when it is cooled, so what will happen means that when it is heated, whatever microbes will be present, they will be killed. Suppose few will remain there, then when quickly it will be cooled, then what will happen? When it will be cooled or chilled, whatever microbes will be there, they will become inactive. They will become inactive. Again, I will repeat. Heating kills the bacteria present in the milk, and quick cooling prevents the remaining bacteria from growing by making them inactive. So milk products like cheese and other substances like honey, beer, wine, they all preserved using this method. But mostly this method is most commonly used for preserving milk. Now the fifth method is salting and adding sugar. Salt and sugar, they are a very common food preservatives which we use at our homes also. Like when your mother, she make pickles, she usually use salt along with um, along with spices and oil. because these all work as a preservatives. Sugar also work used as a preservative. Like salt and sugar, spices, oil, vinegar, they all are food preservatives which can be used at home to preserve our food items. Like salt is used to preserve pickles, mangoes, tamarind, imli, meat, fish, and sugar in case of jam, sauce, jelly, they are used. After this use of chemicals, there are few chemicals which are also used as food preservatives. Like in addition to salt, edible oils, there are few chemicals like sodium benzoate, potassium metabisulfite, which are used as preservatives in case of jams, squashes, and ketchups. Again, I'm repeating, like sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite. They are the chemicals which are used as preservatives. Number 7 is canning. What is canning? Proper storage and packing. Food items are enclosed in cans which are sealed and heated at 120 degrees Celsius to destroy microorganisms. Canned food can remain good to eat for years, provided the cans are not damaged. Dry fruits and vegetables are preserved by this method. So these are the most important methods which are used to preserve food. It helps in the food preservation. Now, one question is there, okay, what happens if food is not preserved? Very simple. If we will not preserve food, then what will happen? What will happen? Simply, it will spoil. And if anybody will eat the spoiled food, he or she will suffer from food poisoning. Consumption of any food item which is not preserved properly can lead to food poisoning. Diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain are the common symptoms of food poisoning. Now here you can see they have given few names of bacteria and fungi which cause food poisoning, like bacteria, salmonella, fungi, penicillium and aspergillus. They also cause food poisoning. They produces few toxic substances. Now what is toxic? The poisonous substances which grow in the food items and they spoil that food items. So this is all about this chapter. Now your chapter is complete and I hope you all are able to understood all the topics properly. Suppose you are having problem or any queries there, so I will go for that queries in my next session.